In life, my darlings, it is important to not allow yourself to grow stagnant. It is easy to get complacent. I said this at the start of the year when I was talking about how I felt I got too cozy in one space in 2025. Now I wish to practice what I preach. A couple weeks ago, and by that I mean last week, I got an email after the Slay the Princess stream from a game dev, and they said, "Hey, I thought your input on the twists and turns of Slay the Princess was pretty cool. Our game did not get a lot of advertisement, and it kind of floundered because of it. Could you, if you want, take the Steam key and try it out for yourself?" This has never happened to me before. Now, I should say, I have been given sponsors before. A lot of sponsors, and they're all for the trash games. They want me to do slot machines, they want me to do...
I came
Gotcha.
in like a wrecking ball. Look out.
Hey, Max, don't come in like a wrecking ball. We just repaired the wall the last time you crashed into something. Yeah, come on now. But, sorry, my eyes are actually a little kind of itchy today. I think they got hit with some allergies, I presume. Even though it's 23 degrees out, figure that out. So, this never happened before. So this is a game called Echoes. It is completely out of my wheelhouse. It is a game whose category has a single follower, and we're probably going to be literally the only person streaming it. So I feel privileged. And I was curious because both my mom Amy and my girlfriend checked out the studio, and they seem above board. And I hope this isn't like some Nazi or right-wing propaganda. I'm pretty sure it's not, because they saw me, saw who I was, saw what I was about. And if we see something like gross on that level, I have a backup game ready. But I want to check this out. I don't do a lot of narratively driven games. I don't do what was it? What's that genre called? Visual novel. I don't do a lot of visual novel. She comes a little unhinged. I feel like she always had that energy inside of her. She had that dog in her, but I'm not too bothered by it. So I am completely in the dark with this game. I saw a few vague screenshots from far away. The art style seemed really cool. So whatever is gonna happen, I don't know either. I wanted to go into this completely blind, since this is my first time doing this. And I like the idea of doing an artistic game that is self-contained. It is not like a live service, because that's my problem with a lot of the sponsorships I get offered. Because even if you're small, you get offered a lot of sponsorships, and I don't want to sell what I presume is my soul in there to the devil. The devil can earn me when they deserve it. She's now mobile. That's the problem. Oh, come on, guys. Maggie is fine. She's happy. That's what matters. And she's back. So with all that said, I don't think there's a lot of preamble that I need to get into. I think it's time we're going to delve into the mysterious unknown that is Echoes. I only hope this game runs okay. I have not booted up. I have as 19 achievements. Alright, that's pretty harmless. Let's see here. Full screen, vibration. She's more like you now. Well, that's a dangerous thing to be. Vibrations. I'm playing this with mouse and keyboard because it's a visual novel. Let's see, we got credits. And English. Maybe with Unity, because my mom is just the platform for all games. All right, let's start. Love the art already. I write these last lines because before I lose my mind for good. I cannot allow the truth to die with me. I have to remember. I am Inspector Ricky Fox. Ooh, maybe they're related to Carmelita Fox. You sniffly today? I think allergies are hitting me a little bit. Just a little bit. Arthur Petrovsky? His death? It was no suicide. That's just one small detail of this case. The others, I can feel them closing in. I don't have much time before they... Oh! The mirror is bleeding! Don't you hate it when that happens? The blood. My memory is clouded, but I have to remember. It all began 6 months ago. I was happy. I had a clean haircut, and I drove a Toyota Passetto. I've just been promoted to the rank of detective in a quiet neighborhood. Hey, thank you for the rushies, David Dino. I was married to a wonderful woman, Jody. We decided to start a family. Chris, my son, are you safe? Then the news struck in, like a slug in the jaw. Our best friend, Arthur Petrovsky, was dead. Jody was inconsolable. Our ties with him had pretty stretched since he moved to the area of the country, but still, we couldn't accept the results of the inquiry. Suicide? It was so out of character. It was off-brand for him. On June 30th, we received his ashes with no explanation. Apparently, Jody and I have been listed with the insurance and his only emergency contacts. Tried to find out more through the internal police files. I ignored protocol and even asked my colleagues for a few favors. Nothing checked out. The investigation had been led to, by a team from the bureau, and they locked everything down. Something about the case smelled wrong. What would the feds have to do with the death of a small-town doctor in the middle of nowhere? In a last-ditch effort, I picked up the phone and called Arthur's local police station. I got the sheriff, Gianna Walter. She wasn't thrilled with the idea, but she finally agreed to let me take a look at the file. Hey, hi, Cheese. Even though it was in no way official, I fully intended to seize the opportunity to do my own investigating. I took some leave and jumped into my car. If only I had known what was there, waiting for me. That goes episode 1. Oh boy. I can't wait for more blood to appear in places where blood doesn't belong. Episode 1, Green Hearth. Arthur had lived in Green Hearth, a small town at the other end of the country, sandwiched between 2 nature reserves. Might have been a backwater, but the surroundings were magnificent. Great forests of pine and oak clung to the sides of the mountains that overhung the valley. The town was accessible by a single road that bypassed the reservoir dam, which provided the region's power, before winding down to join the main street. I'm good. It didn't take long to find the precinct. A few minutes later, I was stepping through the door. Gianna Walter was a frosty woman who didn't like a job poorly done. First thing I did was I approached her desk with the arctic blue eyes that stared at me with disturbing intensity. They were not blue before. They were... Detective Fox, I presume? I'm Sheriff Gianna Walter. Good to meet you. You too. Dr. Petrovsky and I were very close. His death, especially in these circumstances, was a big shock to me and my wife. To my wife and me. As for the inquiry... Oh, nice. 3-stream streak. Awesome. Good job. Look, Detective, I understand you're grieving for your friend, but I assume assure you everything was done by the book. I could you can see for yourself. Really? You weren't surprised when the bureau that the bureau was looking into the case? Yes, the Bureau took the case seriously. One more reason to trust their conclusions, don't you agree? In theory, this kind of incident was dealt with by local police, except by excepting exceptional cases.
Ugh, sorry, Sophie.
Oh gosh, that got in my joints. I was pretty sure the sheriff was aware of that, which led me to believe that she wasn't going to be very cooperative. I predicted that she'd let me take a glance at the file and nothing more. Well, anyway, I guess you must be pretty tired from your journey. I took the liberty of booking a room at the Golden Sky. Maybe you'd like to get some rest before you get started. Ooh, we got our first choice. Let me think. Well, the fact that we travel all this way to figure out what the heck is going on with our friend who should not, under any circumstances, ended their own life, let's not waste any time. Listen, it's still early. Let's not waste any time. All right, then. I'm listening. Where do you want to start? Rosalind Katsuri, thank you for the hydrate. I need to get another water bottle. I used to drink from, like, a single reused sports bottle. Like, it was full, like, Powerade. And then I would, I drink from that. I'm trying to drink more purified water. So, I have to go and grab, fresh bottles. And that's why you hear that obnoxious crackling sound whenever I take a sip. Let's see here. I guess we can first find out, what was your relationship with Dr. Petrovsky? He was the town doctor. He had a lot of patients with serious psychological problems, some of them potentially dangerous. Sometimes he asked me to step in. Arthur, was he liked? You just jump in, it's like, so you guys been screwing? You guys been a little, jumping the hay, maybe? I like to think of us as a professional. Excuse me. I had early lunch before we started. You'll see that when you talk to the townsfolk, his death has been a tragedy for our little community, especially for his patients. And you, did you like him too? The sheriff hesitated for a moment. Did that mean anything? We had an excellent professional relationship. Oh, I do get it. So you guys were fucking. Oh, I should have gone for it. I see. Can you tell me about the circumstances surrounding his death? Can you tell me? Yep. He was found in his bathtub, bled dry. That doesn't seem like the Arthur I knew. What do you know about the autopsy report? Feds took care of everything. I didn't see the report, but they confirmed that there was no possible doubt. What about the cremation? Arthur had always said he wanted to be buried with his family in his family vault. That's the procedure here. Sorry, I can't tell you more. Arthur knew the risk when he accepted the job in Greenhearth. Ugh, God. My allergies always love to act up on Thursday, of all things. Never any other day of the week, but it's the Thursday day I stream. It acts up like crazy. My eyes are actually watering. Okay. The procedure? That seems strange to me, but I didn't push it, especially so soon in my investigation. I figured I'd have other ways to be finding out more without putting the sheriff on the spot. One last thing. Who found the body? Vampires? Well, I'm pretty... This is getting into morbid territory, but if you're in a bathtub, let's just say bleeding dry is a very probable and consistent way to self-destruct, to put it politely. I did. What were you doing at his home? Well, you didn't show up at his practice. I decided to go to his apartment. That's how I found him. I'd like to see the case file. Of course, however, I should warn you, there's not much to see. What does that mean? Most of the documents, like the autopsy report, for example, were requisitioned by the feds. Oh boy, the government's getting in the way again! Yay! Come on, I'll show you a few pieces they left behind. During your adventure, Ricky Fox will have to search for clues in some scenes. A radar will help appear on the screen. You leave certain scenes at any point by using the quit button. They'll appear. Okay. Oh boy, I finally get to shoot books. You know, I never liked books. They have things that contradict my agenda. That agenda that allows me to hurt people that have already been hurt enough. Arthur's notebook. Might contain medical secrets, but medical secrets, ooh. Arthur had been careful with consciences. Arthur had been studying to be able to grow a man's penis into a coil. I don't know why he wanted this, but I'm pretty sure he moonlit as a clown on his off days. No names appeared, only initials. Apparently, Arthur's patients mainly suffer from psychiatric problems, probably from all the penis coiling. See, they all builds on top of each other. It's all connected. The most recent entry concerned was Om. Probably just someone who practiced meditation. Om. It was the date of this death. So I guess maybe he reached nirvana? Found true enlightenment? We might be pulling someone out of their personal Valhalla here. Just underneath in a page of nervous scrawl, Arthur had added, the chimes ring out without a sound. They cast a strange tale on my end. I will become consumed by the echoes of their songs. Echoes? Echoes, I said the title. Oh my god. I didn't know what to think of all that. Everything seemed to suggest that Arthur had lost his marbles at the end of his life, which made the suicide theory credible. It all seemed pretty fishy to me. The Arthur I knew had no history of mental illness. Well, maybe he just got a new one.
So much medical information, yet no answers as to how I exist. I defy this very book. Ha, checkmate, scientists.
I don't think this book is about you, Mags. And besides, you were given sapience by a series of intense experiments to bring you back to life. What kind of scrape did you get yourself into? Between the medical jargon and the troubling message, at least I had the start of a lead. This Om. I just had to find out their identity and question them. Arthur's phone. His last call was to an Ernest Bull. The sheriff could possibly fill me in on his identity. For that matter, the man had been the last person Arthur spoke of before he died. This device memory has been erased. Arthur must have made the call after he deleted everything. Wasn't much. Well, very sloppy, Arthur. That's all there was in the box. Let's see here. Got any leads? You know the case. I'm guessing you might have a lead or two. A lead? The file has been classified, so no. I don't have any leads for you, detective. No person of interest? You must have heard from the witness during the inquiry.
Shush, let me have this. Plastic for a brain.
What do you mean plastic for a brain? I don't have a brain at all. If I had a brain, it certainly would be made of plastic. Oh god, I hope not. Maybe off a soft rubbery material. Before the bureau guys took over, didn't you? She sighed. You could try talking to Raymond. He's one of the people I questioned after the death. Raymond? Just Raymond? Yeah, we have to talk to Rayman from the Rayman franchise. He knows all about this case. Raymond Kowalski, but very few people know his last name. He's a vagrant. Do you know where I can find him? He spends most of his days hanging out around the diner downtown and the Green Hearth Diner. I can admit it. I don't know how I'm alive. I just know there's no brain up there. No shame. No regrets. No allergies. Please, God, no allergies. I don't think I'll have much trouble finding him. Great, that'll give me a chance to grab a coffee. Although, can I ask you why this Raymond is a person of interest? During the initial inquiry, several witnesses reported that Arthur had been spending a lot of time with him in his final days before his death. There you go, that's what it is. Nickelodeon gag. Obviously, he had been interviewed several times during the investigation, first by me, then by the investigators from the Bureau, but there was nothing conclusive. Raymond's extremely paranoid, and that's without even taking into account his mistrust of the forces of law and order. Of course, you could try talking to him, but I don't think you'll have more success than we did. I'm gonna give it a try, you never know. You're probably wasting your time, but that's up to you, detective. Hi, Sophie. What are you playing? Well, you see, this is a game called Echoes. After the Slay the Princess stream, I got a contact from the developers of this game, or at least a PR rep for this game, and they said it didn't get a lot of attention. So they asked if they gave me a Steam key and asked if I wanted to give it a shot. And this has never happened before. This is a narrative-driven game, so it doesn't have any of the like gross gotcha and all that crap. Because I've gotten plenty of sponsors before, and I ignored all of them. This isn't technically sponsored. I'm just playing it and giving it my own thoughts. But the fun thing is, guys, is at the end of the stream, they gave me another Steam key. I was thinking I could do a giveaway. And then one of you guys can get this game for free and try it out for yourself. Because you can probably make some choices that I don't make. So in other words, you can play the game and not die. Can you tell me anything about Ernest Bull? He's the manager of the Golden Sky Hotel. And you wanted me to go there. The records show that the last car all Arthur made was to him. You know, as you might guess, that lead took us nowhere. Bull's a busybody and a mischief maker. Oh, a mischief maker. Oh, I love that game on N64. It was one of Treasure's finest games. I'm not surprised he was meddling with Trophy's business, seeing as how he meddles in everyone's business. I'm gonna ask him about it. You know where to find him. Let's investigate. Alright, so do we want to go to Ernest Bull or the guy in the diner? Well, this is starting to feel like a great old one story, and if I know about great old ones, it's always the crazy ones you want to talk to, because they're the ones who are touched by the madness as it is. On the other hand, if we're playing this as intended, we actually have no reason to believe that there is some spooky business going on. Aside from the blood that we saw oozing out like raspberry jam inside that cracked mirror. Ow, Abby! Come on! Hello, I'm doing a very serious investigation. My friend ended their life under unknown circumstances. Don't throw me. Let's go check out Ernest Bull first. Located on the lakeside, the Golden Sky was a plush lodge-style building. Jody, I would have loved to take you to a place like that. Summer season had begun, but the hotel was almost empty. Strange. Oh, look! It's, insert your least favorite fandom here, member. I'm going to investigate your... Never mind, hello. Oh my gosh. Also, Midnight Muse feels appropriate. Feels appropriate to this. This is kind of a noir game. I hardly gotten through the door when I was warmly welcomed by a plump man cheerfully trotting down the stairs. Ernest Bull. The hotel manager, I recall a smile. Hello and welcome to the Golden Sky, Detective Fox, I presume? Glad to have you here. Nice to meet you. I see you're well informed. Oh, you know, news get around fast around this little town. You can leave your bags here, and I'll have them taken to your room. Great. Can I do anything for you? Talk about the call Arthur made on his phone. That's a smile? To him, that is a smile. That's the smile he makes after... I'm gonna stop right there. Investigating Dr. Petrovsky's death. Dr. Petrovsky's death, it would seem you were the last person he called on his phone. What did he say to you? Look, I won't deny he called me, but it was a private conversation, and I'd like it to stay that way. Come on, you can trust me. My lips are sealed. Bull hesitated for a few seconds, weighing up the pros and cons. Then he finally said, I hope you can keep this to yourself. Hey, Gwen! You're just in time. We're playing detective. He's smiling on the inside. He's probably grinning on the inside. Silent as the grave, you have my word. Alright, I just don't want this kind of thing to get around. He wanted to book a room for him and a young woman, but they never showed up. I guess... Oh, sorry, I forgot to do the voice. I guess you can understand why I didn't want to talk about it. I didn't want to tarnish the good doctor's memory. How do you know he planned to share the room with? That's simple. He asked me to show her up to her room if she arrived before he did. I guess he wanted to keep their little meeting quiet, if you know what I mean. She probably has some Cthulhu ties. I see. And this young woman, I'm guessing you know her? Bull waved me closer before murmuring quietly. It was Liz Cole. She's the waitress at the little family diner. Oh, now we have another hook to go to the diner. I'm glad we went here first. I'd love to fully investigate you. Oh, you would. Naughty little thing, you. Thanks. I guess we're done here. Wait, can we question? Detective Fox, what can I do for you? Nothing, apparently. Alright, we're heading to the diner. The little downtown diner was an archetypal meeting spot. The kind of place where you could reasonably price home cooking and grab a coffee before work. Most of the townsfolk probably come here and eat pretty often, which made it a perfect spot to ask a few questions. I'm not naughty, I'm just... Yeah, you're right, I clocked you. As soon as I was through the door, I felt eyes of the regulars measuring me up. I decided to ignore them and take a seat at the window. Badger's Liz. Good morning, sir. Welcome to the Green Hearth Diner. Can I get you something? How special is a blueberry pie? I don't have an option to get the blueberry pie. My character might like it. This is BS. Let's see here. Let's just dive into it. Like, hey, did you have a relationship? Did you do the fucking Chuck with this doctor in his life? Let's go. I'm looking for a guy named Raymond. Homeless guy answering the name of Raymond. Do you know where I can find him? Oh, he comes in a lot. I give him coffee, even if the boss told me not to. She gives a small nod towards the old man at the other side of the room. You got lucky. He just arrived. Thanks, Liz. I'll go talk to him. Oh, you look like you know a lot about the great old ones. That's just my assumption here, that this is a Cthulhu story. Or, you know, maybe just like legally distinct Cthulhu. You know, the not racist ones. Raymond looked like a plain old hobo at first glance. But when you talked to him, you quickly realized that something about him just wasn't quite right. You reminded me of certain people I questioned during my career. The kind of person who'd had it all at a point in their life before circumstances converged to cast them into the gutter. In any case, he was obviously nervous. What do you want from me? I just have a few questions. Questions? Questions about what, kid? About the death of Arthur Petrovsky. He committed suicide. You got a problem with that? That's a messed up way to put it. Jeez. Yes, that's why I'm here. Give it up, man. No, it sounds like freaking my take on the Joker. Give it up, Batman. There's no law against the Pokemon. Nothing good will come out around poking around like that. I was told you were close, you and Arthur. I'd just like to hear your version of the facts. What's it got to do with you? He was my best friend. I just want to know what happened to him. And you're asking old Raymond, the guy who stinks of booze, who everyone wants to see the back of. Do a lot of people in this town, what? Did they come on to you? Is that why they want to see your backside? I mean, of course, you're quite a catch. It's just I didn't think people had such refined tastes. Something tells me that Arthur didn't feel that way about you. Am I wrong? Ah, that's a good joke. He is your best buddy. You don't know anything about him. He ditched me, just like the others. All of them traitors. All traitors in this shitty town. Raymond heaved a long sigh before taking a mouthful of coffee. Okay, you're the cops. Oh, so we're the bad guys. Okay, I get you. But you're not from around here, right? Yeah, but... No buts. It's all over for me. But you, maybe you'll get somewhere. So I'm going to throw you a bone here. Perhaps that way you'll get off my back. I'm sure there's stuff hidden in Petrovsky's place. I'd have a snoop around myself, but everyone's watching me. So if I move much as a muscle, they'll be down on me like a ton of bricks. An old Raymond doesn't want to end up in the can, if you catch my meaning. Again, are they about to... Do they want to... with you, or... Damn, it must be hard being ace around here. Thank you for the brushies. I guess the sheriff didn't give you the address. He scrawled it on a napkin and slid it to me. Chance of the corners of his eyes, glancing out of the corners of his eyes to see if you're being watched. Thanks. Don't thank me. Nothing good will come out of scratching around this steaming heap of shit. I guess we should question Liz? Another coffee, sir? Alright, this is kind of rude, but we need all the answers we can get. Have you entered the Garden of Madness yet? You know, it's funny, because the Garden of Madness probably applies to here. Something definitely is going up. I heard some information that suggests that your relationship with the Dr. Petrovsky was more than a casual friendship. Can you tell me more? You're making a mistake. People are mean. That's nothing but dirty gossip. It's discussing how people... It's nothing but dirty gossip. It's discussing how people could think such things about the doctor. Are you sure that's no reason why people would say that? I am. I was one of his patients, and there are rumors. Arthur was always kind to me. He was just my doctor, and he's gone. It's just impossible that he... I'm sorry, can we talk about something else? Thinking about this makes me sad. I feel like I wouldn't be a very good detective if I didn't drill a little bit, so I gotta go in. I'm sorry to insist, but how do you explain Arthur booking a room for you and him in the Golden Sky? A hotel room? I don't know. Didn't know. You have to believe me, sir. I didn't know. The doctor never said anything to me. I didn't know. I promise you. You believe me, don't you? She seemed distraught and sincere. Come on, there's no point in getting all worked up. I believe you. Thank you, Miss Cole. She truly seemed to not know about this hotel business, and we're getting memory erasure. Oh, that's good. We're in trouble. I don't think we have anything more to say to Raymond. Alright, I guess we're heading to Arthur's apartment. This game has a bit of a linear streak. Oh, cool, when things are disheveled. Sure, hold on. I got you, Kamaraguay. I got you, hang on. I meant to drop it sooner. Ever since the Kingdom Hearts stream, I have been unable to consistently upload VODs automatically. I lost that right. Arthur's apartment was in a well-located building in the town center. I approached it discreetly, but contrary to what Raymond seemed to believe, the building didn't look like it was under surveillance. Police had taped the door, but it wasn't locked. I pushed it and found myself faced with the total shambles. Kitty! Look, there's a kitty! Kitty! Arthur's old cat kept its distance and watched me. The sound of little Bill around his neck reminded me of the last time I'd seen it. It hadn't really taken to me, but with Jody, it had been putty in her hands. I mean, cats are legally water, so made a mental note to have it taken to a home, take it home with me when this investigation is over. I was sure Jody would enjoy the company. I'm pretty sure that's not up to us. We have to ask or, you know, let some official know. I feel like it feels weird to just steal a cat, and this is coming from someone who actively stole her cat. But every time I tried to get close, the cat hightailed it. Let's see here. Hmm. Anything of note? Anything of note? A business card left by the manager of the Golden Sky. I was sure Bull was hiding something. A date and time for a meeting had been jotted down on the back of the card. He had some explaining to do. What had he and Arthur been up to? There are other clues to find for sure, but I decided to leave and add that task for later. Especially since the business card might well help me loosen Ernest Bull's tongue. Looks like that's all we had to do. We looked at the cat and we got a business card. So, hello, Ernest Bull. Talk about the business card found in Arthur's apartment. Found this business card in Arthur's apartment. There's the date for a meeting written on the back. Can you explain that to me? Bull's face, cheerful and friendly up until now, looks like he has to shit real bad. Is it silly if the owner is dead? Moving on. The reappearance of this clue seemed to heartily annoy him. Hey, come on, are you kidding me? I've already had to explain myself to the feds. Do I have to go over this again with you? You played me for a sucker. You're in no danger talking to me. Keep things professional. I just want to understand what happened to my friend. You're in no danger talking to me. Look, I promise you I had nothing to do with Petrovsky's death. It's him who came to me with the stuff about the bells. Bells? What's that supposed to mean? Petrovsky had become completely erratic. All I know is they gave one to Raymond just before he died. It's him you should be talking to. You say this information brought you trouble? What kind of trouble? I tried to tell the team from the bureau, but all I got was a warning. Made it clear to me that I had better keep my mouth shut. I got the message loud and clear. I didn't want to talk about this business anymore. I'm stretching. I'm stretching. Alright, I'm going to talk to Raymond, but I hope he might be more cooperative in the future. I've got nothing more to say, Detective. Bull. I figured he told me something important without realizing it. This stuff about the bells. Maybe that's what I was missing to get Raymond talking. Up until then, the investigation seemed open and shut. I didn't know how wrong I was. All right, before we get into with Raymond and all the bell stuff, I am going to go grab another bottle of water. I'll be right back. I'm here. Okay. Let us juice the Raymond for all he's worth. Apparently he's the town catch, so maybe I need to get in line. Faithful to repose, Liz came over to greet me. Hello again, Mr. Fox. What can I get you? Another cup of coffee? You want another cup of coffee? No, Liz, that's kind of you, but I'm looking for Raymond. Do you know where he is? Sorry, Mr. Fox, he left a while back. And you don't know where I can find him? No, I'm sorry. I don't think he'll be back here today. Oh, okay. Thanks, Liz. Well, I guess we're not gonna try to look for him. I mean, we already had a couple of rough ideas. But I don't think there's anything else we can get from anybody else. Raymond had vanished. It was late. I only wanted one thing, a good night's sleep. I decided to leave the next part of my investigation for tomorrow. You know, maybe it's narrative intuition, but I feel like this is where the bad shit's about to happen. Resigned, I went to the hotel to rest and think. Clearly, there was something not quite right about this town. Arthur had been involved in something shady. I tried to reach Jody, but got the answer phone. In any case, I didn't have much to tell her. It was too soon to have a solid theory about what's been going on in Greenhearth. Hotel was as comfortable as it had seemed, and I collapsed into my bed. Morning sun seeped through the curtains up into my room, illuminating the patterns carved into hardwood. The paneled walls, the understated luxury of the hotel almost made me forget the town's ominous nature. I was ready to investigate and find out the truth of my friend's death. I felt invincible. Oh, invincible in a story like this. That's bad. What a fool. I should have left while there was still time. I should have gone back to my life and forgotten this strange little backwater. Yeah, it is a bit suspicious that they would just suddenly up and leave. Like a fart in the wind. First thing I did that morning was go back to talk to Raymond. Needed to clear up the business about the bells. Unfortunately, the vagrant wasn't around. Was he avoiding me, or was this simply bad luck? Well, hello, Mr. Fox. Liz hurried to pour me some coffee. Would you like a piece of pie today? Maybe bacon and eggs? Oh, an order of eggs and a slice of pie. What do we want, guys? Is there such thing as breakfast pie? Should I make this weird and have her stuff the eggs and bacon into the pie? Then it's breakfast pie. I have to go by food legality before I can deign myself to eat it. I give my girlfriend shit about breakfast pizza all the time. Both? You know what? Maybe that'll entice you to try the game yourself. I'm just gonna get the pie. Let's go with the pie. That's a great choice, Mr. Fox. Our blueberry pie is famous all over the county. I'll get you a piece right away. Ooh. Hold on, have you seen Raymond today? No, he hasn't been to the diner this morning, sorry. Anything else, Mr. Fox? No, thanks, that's all. I first hit a snack for the day. Oh, hi, Chilo. Well met. Thank you for spinning me. I was just, you got to get some pie. You want some? At the first snack of the day, something told me it wouldn't be the last. The fact that Raymond hadn't been there didn't tell me much of anything. Had I been dealing with Arthur's killer? Odessa, hello there. It's good to see you. We're delving into the mystery of our best friend's mysterious self-destruction. Screw it. I'm done with that. Being PC in this case, it's disrespectful. Suicide. But it was too soon for a working hypothesis. I had work to do. I wondered where I could start. Okay, so we're gonna get a little bit more... I'm actually awake before noon. Congratulations! The most I sleep in nowadays is like 9:30. But if you stay awake later, then I think it all balances out. I used to do like stay up until 3 a.m. and then get up at like noon or even like 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. Ugh, did not like that. Let's see here. I think maybe we could search Arthur's apartment. Maybe we missed something. Hadn't been miraculously tied up since the day before, but I couldn't put my search any longer. I know why I do, even if the prospect didn't exactly delight me. I dug up my sleeves and began foraging for clues. We must pet the cat. This time I managed to catch the damn cat. I took a good look at the bell on its collar and the number engraved inside. It had to be a clue, but I still need to figure out how to use it. Then the animal squirmed away to skulk, growling under the cabinet. Now, unfortunately, because this way this game looks, I can't tell if that's a black cat or a gray cat. Why is that important? Because I love house panthers. Too bad. I wouldn't be taking it back to the hotel with me this time. That said, the kitty looked pretty healthy. It must have found someone to feed it, as well as a way of getting it in and out of the apartment as it pleased. Hopefully it can hunt for itself. I'm getting used to the taste of purified water. A bottle of whiskey? Arthur had loved hard liquor. Me, I was more of a beer kind of guy. The odd thing was I was almost certain that I hadn't seen this yesterday. Had someone got into last night and left the bottle in full view? That was very fishy. Or maybe was it a message for my benefit? We don't seem to have an active inventory. But it looks like we're starting to get into the meat of the game where we have to actually garner clues in order to progress. Oh, wait. I saw you. I saw that. I saw that you go into a little crosshair like you're a damn gun. Now I'm absolutely paranoid. What was that? Don't tell me that was a glitch. It was right around here. Wasn't the curtains or the windows or the rafters or anything like that. I work second and third shift, so I'm used to being a night owl. Well, as long as you're enjoying yourself. That's what matters. Maybe that was a glitch? All right, I guess I'll have to take that. Um, I want to keep bullying Ernest Bull because it feels very clear that he's up to something. Good morning, detective. How are you this morning? Was the room to your liking, or is there anything I can get for your comfort? Talk about the bottle of whiskey at Arthur's place. Found a bottle of whiskey in Arthur's apartment. It looked like someone dropped it off during the night. Do you have any idea where that might have been? If you're saying someone broke into his place to leave some kind of offering, that's a pretty odd way to behave. Maybe one of his patients? Then which of his patients would have gotten a taste for strong liquor and the means to buy a bottle of scotch? I couldn't tell you. Certainly not the waitress at the Green Hearth Diner. That's nor for the hobo. He has a name. He's Raymond. You don't need to be rude. You surely know better than me. You're the detective after all, right? I see. Both seem to want me on the trail of OM. Well, I haven't gotten the prompt to go to whatever it is for this OM person. But was this truly helpful device, or was it some kind of attempt to divert my attention? Let's see here. Looks like we have nothing for Liz. Good morning, detective. Did you sleep well? Rooms at the Golden Sky are very nice. Thanks for booking me a room there. You're welcome. So tell me, how's your investigation going? Were you able to talk to Raymond? Was it enough to put your mind at ease? It's a bit too soon to start drawing conclusions, although I'd have liked to have asked Raymond a few more questions, but I can't seem to get a hold of him. I guess you've already stopped at the by the Green Hearth Diner. That's where I started. Look, I can't say I'm surprised he made himself scarce. I did warn you about his mistrust of the forces of order, didn't? Of the forces of order, didn't I? Interesting. The old fella has to spend his nights somewhere out in the rain and cold, right? Have you really got no idea where the popular spots with the homeless are in your jurisdiction? Gianna sighs. Okay, yeah. Has it been an hour already? Goodness. I assume you don't know the town very well yet, Fox, or you wouldn't have asked me that. Population of Green Hearth has decreased fourfold in the last 50 years. If we add areas rich industrial past, not much of which is left either, into the equation, you can imagine the amount of abandoned buildings and individuals like Raymond could have set up home in. Saying that, he can't have gone far. What makes you say that? Since Petrovsky's death, the police station has been responsible for delivering his patients' prescriptions. Trusting the police with mental health? Are you joking? No wonder this place's population is going down the shitter. The next delivery should arrive today. Tell me more about this medication. Why does Raymond have to go? Why does Raymond have to go through you to get it? Petrovsky's patients need special doses. They can't be found in drugstores. Until a new doctor arrives, the lab sends them direct to me. Hold it, you say Petrovsky's patients are dangerous? Yes, some do dose a potential threat. Some do pose a potential threat. Especially since they're probably unsettled by Petrovsky's death. You shouldn't have kept this information from me. You'd realize you put me in danger for no reason. Look, Fox, for one, you're still in one piece, right? That means he's real. That's good. For two, what do you think? I've already been kind and patient enough to let you pursue this little inquiry on my turf. I didn't sign up to have you come whining in my office. If you want to make yourself useful, seeing as how you're so determined to track down Raymond, drop by later and I'll give you his medication. That should help you bring him in. Thank you, Sheriff. Don't thank me yet. You'll see. It'll be no picnic. Until then, beat it. Have you got any other leads for me? Hey, Presto Changeo, welcome on in. Thank you for the stretch. I slept in a little bit. That's right, until 9:30. I didn't want to sit around twiddling my thumbs until these meds arrive. Haven't you got any other leads? Look, Fox, I've already been kind and patient enough to put up with you. Put up with your being here? Reading is hard. Yeah, 9:30. Despite the fact that your little investigation has got, I remind you, absolutely zero official status. Surely you don't expect me to do your job for you. And let me remind you that I am not here to be at your beck and call. I've got 3 people to see about an accident on the dam today. Go on, beat it. Come back when you've got something solid. Okay. Another coffee? Alright, looks like we have to go back to Arthur's apartment. Usually keep 10 around unless I get hungry. That's fair. Like, hey, everyone's sleep schedules are different. I know some people... Oh. That's probably what it was. Sketch of Arthur. This wasn't the work of a beginner. Maybe it was a gift from one of his patients? It was signed with the initials OM. Oh, OM again. Like the final entry in Arthur's notebook that the sheriff had me look at in days before. So this OM was an artist, probably an artist who was well known in town, judging by the quality of his work. Maybe he was a regular at the Green Hearth Diner. Miss Cole should be able to tell me. I was about to put down the sketch when a detail caught my eye. In Arthur's hands, quite conspicuous, the artist had drawn a bell. When I got my hands on this mystery man, I would definitely have to ask him about that. All right, Liz. Tell me about artists. And then Liz knows like 3 furry artists. They do really good headshot work. It doesn't appear to have a G there. Nope. Ask if she knows OM. There's a lot of people coming through here. Would one of your customers be a painter by chance? Mr. Morrison, maybe? He's an artist. He often comes in here with a sketchbook. Really? Do you know his first name? Oh, his name's Oscar. He's a strange man, but he's nice. Could you help me meet him? Oh, he often comes by the diner. You'll recognize him easily. He always wears a bowler hat. Thanks, Liz. Oscar Morrison. I had to keep look out for a man in a bowler hat. Okay, I guess we just know where he is now. Question Oscar Morrison. Oh my god, he's a JoJo stand! Gwen, I'm not a cat. You don't have to say big yawn when I do a big yawn. Not a puppy either. Under normal circumstances. Oscar Morrison was a man from another era. His manners and accent made me uncomfortable. He strutted like an English lord, and despite his friendly demeanor, I could sense his disdain for me. I know how I know now that it was just a cover. But when I met him for the first time, he was just a daintified old guy who gave himself airs. What? No, I like brushies. You brush a doll's hair, you can give me brushies. Give me brushies. Please. I'll pout if you don't. Greetings, Mr. Fox, Oscar Morrison. Hey. Delighted to finally make your acquaintance. Good to meet you too, especially since I had some trouble finding you, Mr. Morrison. To be perfectly honest, I was expecting you to come and speak with me sooner. In fact, I was on the verge of coming to introduce myself. But it was far too much fun watching you trotting around like a headless chicken from one end of town to the other. I suppose you have some questions to ask me, do you? Well, go ahead. You are a patient of Dr. Petrovsky's, is that right? A rhetorical question, Detective. We both know you know the answer. And since you know I was Dr. Petrovsky's last patient, let's turn to the facts, if you would. Don't put words in my mouth. I'm not accusing you of anything. I just want to understand what happened to my friend. A quest for the truth, how laudable, but a quest I have no obligation to aid you in. Do allow me to remind you, Mr. Fox, that your investigation is in no way official. It is one of those unofficial strategy guides to Pokemon Go or Fortnite. They're rubbish, Mr. Fox. Rubbish! I see. In any case, maybe you could tell me a little more about your relationship with Arthur. I have nothing to tell you that is not covered by my doctor-patient privilege. Mr. Fox, Petrovsky was a fine doctor, and I mourn his passing. Now, if it is all the same to you, I must attend my engagements. I have a very busy day. As for you, I don't know. Surely you must have other honest citizens to importune. It was going to be no walk in the park questioning Oscar Morrison. He was mixed up. He was mixed up in the case, I was sure, but getting him to talk was going to take all my guile. Now, we could go directly, like, if we could attack his life points directly and go with, oh, I found this portrait. But I feel like that's not enough for this guy. He needs to be coaxed with a workaround. Unless he knows we're going to go for the workaround. In which case, we'll just try this. Did you ever drink whiskey with Arthur? Yes, perhaps. Dr. Petrovsky enjoyed scotch, as do I. Is that a crime, Mr. Fox? No, it's not a crime. However, I did find a bottle of whiskey in Arthur's apartment. A bottle that wasn't there yesterday. What's that? How does that concern me? Do you know if that is an offense punishable by law to enter a place sealed off by police? Why go back to Petrovsky's apartment, Mr. Morrison? I guess we are going direct anyway. Did you have something on your conscience? No, why? You have no evidence if that's what you're suggesting. Well, I mean, we do, because there was a portrait of Arthur drawn by you. Yes, I'm an artist, sir. I knew Petrovsky. Honestly, must I do your investigation for you? You must have been close for him to let you sketch him. I mean, fair enough. I let anyone sketch me all the time. I have a sheep who does it regularly. I was his patient. He was my doctor. I draw whenever I have a moment. I imagine I did not do this portrait during one of our sessions. I do hope you'll excuse me if I don't recall every napkin I've doodled on, Mr. Fox. Still, there was something that caught my attention. Was it the quality of my line work? That's very kind, Mr. Fox. I am very accustomed to compliments. You won't get into my good books using flattery. I was thinking about the bell you drew in his hands. A bell? Really? I don't recall that detail. That is quite the change. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Hey, Marshmallow Bits, how are you doing? I thought you were a bunny. I thought you were a rabbit, not a dog. But I'm glad you're here all the same. Ostrich stopped grandstanding. Oh no. That's not a good thing. I need to watch him like a hawk now. Where's the bell? The bell? That was a rhetorical question. We both know that I know about the bells. I don't know now. Arthur gave me a bell. Yes. The feds, perhaps? This time I had him. Fine, you win. Yes, Arthur gave me a bell just before he died, like several of his friends. 5 bells, 10 numbers. So that's 2 numbers per bell? Who else got a bell? His cat has one on its collar. I don't know where the others are, I swear. Petrovsky, he was hiding something dangerous. The bells are the key. That's all I know. And your bell, where is it? I gave it back to Arthur. Go back to his place, you'll find it. Thank you, Mr. Morrison. Don't thank me, Mr. Fox. You have no idea what you're getting yourself into. I hope you'll remember that I tried to protect you, and when you're done stirring up this hornet's nest. I was sure he hadn't seen any bells in Arthur's apartment. There was no harm in going back to check. What now, Mr. Fox? Alright, we're going on a bell hunt. No, just long ears. Happy to be here. Ah, I'm happy to have you, hon. Alright, so we are going into the Reach. So we had one bell on the cat, and we got that. Oh, there it is. A bell in the shape of an elephant. I was sure there hadn't been in there during my first visit. Such an outlandish object. Should have got my attention immediately. So it's the true cause of that visit when Morrison had forgotten the bottle of whiskey. Almost looked like it wanted to put me in some roundabout way onto this lead, which said a lot about the man's deviousness. Why had Morrison wanted to get rid of it? But more importantly, why had Arthur been so obsessed by these bells before his death? So we have 2 of 5 bells. This is becoming a JRPG, finding MacGuffins. There was nothing special about it. It was the kind of thing you could pick up for a couple of dollars at any souvenir store. It has a little elephant on it. Someone engraved some numbers on inside it, like the bell on the cat's collar? Like the bell on the cat's collar. Something told me this was going to be an important clue. I didn't realize just how important. Alright, so we can't do anything with him. Talk about the bells, because we have proof of them being here. Look, Mr. Bull, cards on the table. I think you know that Arthur gave out bells to his patients before he died. Ah, Mr. Fox, you interest me. I'm all ears. So wait, was the cat one of the patients? Normally cats are pretty resigned to their own mental state. I don't think they would need to see a shrink for it. Arthur's cat had one of the bells. There are numbers engraved inside. You're telling me nothing new, detective. You'll have to do better than that. Alright, did you know Oscar Morrison had one too? Ernest Bull's eye seemed to sparkle suddenly. He finally taken the bait. Yeah, I knew it! Do you know who else had one in their possession? His tramp friend was has probably got one. That seemed logical, but I needed more. I figured I'd try to bluff. Come on, Mr. Bull. That's public knowledge. Considering Arthur's relationship with Raymond, I didn't need you to help me reach that conclusion. Liz Cole's got one. I see. I feel bad for Liz because I feel like we're putting her through enough as it is. One last thing. Do you know what the engraved numbers are for? Quid pro quo, Mr. Fox. I actually don't know what quid pro quo means. So I'm going to take that one piece of information for another. I guess... Oh, I think quid pro... I guess it means like one thing for another. Well, what does this guy want from me? He has a fancy hotel. I ain't got nothing. But since I'm feeling generous, let me give you a clue. What do you think of a series of random numbers could be used for? A secret code? Bingo. So Arthur had hidden the secret around his death amongst his patients. I just had to get a hold of the other bells, and I would find out what this code was guarding. Child's play. Liz and Raymond had a bell. One of them had vanished, and I knew which of the patients I was going to question next. That's right, it's Gianna Walter. Let's go. No, we're not. We're going to go back to Liz. Hopefully this lady isn't going to go nuts, because she was already kind of being pushed to the edge at the accusation that she was betting the good doctor. So... Asks to see her bell. I hear that Arthur gave you a bell. Could you show it to me, please? It was a gift. I can't show it to you. It's mine. All right, if there's anything I know about the great old ones or Cthulhu mythos, even if this isn't exactly Cthulhu, is that clinging to mysterious objects of seeming insignificance is a bad sign. I hate to see that bell, Miss Cole. It's important to my investigation, you see. I didn't want to take it away from you, just to look at it. There are numbers engraved on it. It's a crucial clue. I'm sorry, Mr. Fox. It's my final memento to Arthur. I'm too scared that they'll take that away too. Liz is almost in tears. On one hand, her reaction seemed extremely irrational, but on the other, I was certain I wouldn't get anything by insisting. I needed to find a way to convince her, but it could wait until later. I just got a message from Sheriff. Raymond's medication had been delivered. All right, moving on. The game so far feels pretty linear. That's not necessarily a bad thing. There's a lot of intrigue. The narrative is really good, but there isn't a whole lot of player choice yet. Have you managed to get Raymond's medication? They just delivered it. Would you mind if I give it to him? Gianna hesitated before holding out the box of pills. Good. Good. Now all I have to do is let him know. Child's play. I warned you. But still, Raymond's got ears everywhere. I'm sure someone in town will be delighted to tell you that you've got them. That's a good idea. I know. This is the first time I've had to run around after him to give him his meds. Let's see here. There's nothing to do here. Nothing there. I don't think there was anything else left to do in Arthur's apartment. Okay. Ed the Dragon, hello, welcome on in. We're playing a unique game. It is it's called Echoes. It was gifted to me by I think a PR rep or one of the game devs behind it. I wanted to give it a shot. This normally isn't my wheelhouse, but oh. I saw that. Where? Ah! A bill for auto repairs. Apparently somebody had tampered with the brakes in Arthur's car. I had to pay a visit to the mechanic who fixed it. One Pedro Ferra. Oh goodness, hello. This Pedro Ferra clearly wasn't too smart. He was odd too, like the others. I was beginning to wonder if anyone was normal in this town. Hola, señor. Soy Pedro. You have a car for repair? I hoped he understood enough of the language to communicate. Hello, Mr. Ferra. I'm Detective Ricky Fox. I have a few questions for you. Sí, señor. No, I can't speak Spanish very well. Pedro, I have nothing to hide. Honest business here. I'm sure it is, Mr. Fedra. Mr. Ferra. I'm saying Fedra. It's Ferra. But I'm not here about that. Tell me, did you repair Dr. Petrovsky's car recently? Do you remember? Yes, I remember. Accident. That's rare here. Can you tell me more about the repairs? I have nothing to say. I want no problems with La Policia. Let's be nice. Don't worry, Mr. Farah. I don't want to involve the local police either. Mr. Petrovsky was my friend, and I'm trying to understand why he's dead. What's it? Entiendo. I think it's entiendo? Problem with the brake. Strange. Sabotage. Sabotage? You're telling me that this is a criminal act? See, the other cars with that problem of break the last month. 3 other cars? Was it who else came with the brake problem? The fat man of the hotel. Ernest Bull, right? Who else? Sheriff Walter. An old man with beard. An old man with a beard. No, not Raymond. Raymond don't have car. I don't remember the name. Pedro has brought it too quickly to mention Raymond. Maybe he knew that more than he was telling me. In any case, I guess I should talk car repairs with Bull and the sheriff. Do you know Raymond? No. Oh gosh, I'm sorry to see I can't read that. Client. They just told me Raymond's got no car. No see. Come one day for a problem with radio. I fix all things. Raymond always kind with me. He seems to be avoiding me. If you've done nothing wrong, you don't know avoid the police. Don't you agree, Mr. Farah? It's easy to blame everything on Raymond. He just got a pipe out of nowhere. I guess Mr. Farah is a connoisseur of the finer things. Raymond's a good guy, maybe the only good guy in this whole damn town. He's been through a lot, and he's got a temper. Is that a crime? You've got it all wrong, Detective Fox. Raymond's got dangerous. He's in danger. That's why he's hiding. Panic's accent had a way of talking. The mechanic's accent and way of talking had suddenly changed. Was this a cover he had just broken? What makes you say that, Mr. Farah? Why would Raymond be in danger? Who wants to harm him? Raymond is mi amigo. Aw. He is kind with me. Come here to for fix his radio. The moment after, he once again unable to string 3 words together. I see. Strange. Can you tell me where Raymond's hiding? I've got his medication. Pedro, I need to ask a favor. Can you tell me where Raymond's hiding? I've got his medication. No, danger. He needs his medication. I just want to help your friend. He needs his medication. If he doesn't take it, he'll really will be in danger. Pedro is torn between his loyalty and the urgency of the situation. I could see in his face my fears were well founded. Raymond might not be a murderer, but without his prescription, he was in danger of becoming one. Okay. It's too late to go there today, but come back, see me tomorrow when you take, and I'll take you to him. Once again, Pedro's attitude completely changed in the space of a few seconds. One moment later, he was himself again. So he didn't seem to be shamming. He'd been one of Arthur's patients too. Thanks, Pedro. I owe you one. No problem. See you, Fox. Have we, I think we've gotten, mention the car accidents. Yeah, have you had any problems with your vehicle recently, Mr. Bull? Oh. Now, do you see why I'd rather you left me alone? Well, you mentioned that you had a warning. Was that what you were referring to? Why didn't you tell me? You don't know what you're getting yourself into, Fox. Take my advice. Go home and forget about this case. Or at least, quit hassling me. I know you're still hiding something. I don't owe you a thing, Mr. Fox. Help me out and I'll help you. I never give out information without something in return. I'm sorry you won't cooperate, but you'll tell me what you know. In the end, I can wait. Time will tell. Bull was hard to read, but I was beginning to understand what drove him. He collected information, like a fallacious... What was that? A fallacious? This game's making me try to comprehend big word. Me no good big word. Me be dull. Me dumb dull. Just needed to find something to trade. Or, you know, leverage. Leverage also works. Bring up the sabotage of the sheriff's car. I heard that your car was tampered with recently. Why didn't you tell me? I'm not very popular here, and there's nothing to prove it had anything to do with the inquiry. Still, the mechanic mentioned that several people had car troubles. A fact I was unaware of. Are you sure you've told me anything? Everything? With respect to your investigation, yes, I promise you. Come back when you've got something solid, Mr. Fox. I could tell I was on thin ice, and I wouldn't get further by pushing her. Her reaction was still suspect. Was Gianna hiding something? Alright, well, I guess that's the end of day 2, I presume? It was getting late and decided to go back to the hotel. I was sure getting close to the truth that soon. I'd finally be able to shine a light on why my friend was dead. Big mistake. I should have left while there was still time, but it was too late. I was already in too deep. The key to the investigation was those 5 bells and the numbers inside them. I managed to get a hold of 2 of them the day before. Those of Oscar Morrison and Arthur's cat. Yes, we cannot forget the cat. I still need 3 more. If I could believe what that Morrison said. I knew Liz and Raymond each had one. So who could possess that last one? That day, I knew how to I'd start my day. I went to wait for Pedro at the Green Hearth Diner. At her post, as always, Liz came straight to pour me some coffee. Just a coffee. She was looking kind of out of sorts. I mean, poor Liz seems like she is always on the verge of a mental breakdown. Poor thing. You doing okay, Liz? You're not looking too well today. I've mislaid my medication. I don't know how I'm going to manage, Mr. Fox. I need it, you see. I'll see what I can do, Liz. I made a mental note to talk to the sheriff. Maybe she also received Liz's meds the day before, too. Thank you, Mr. Fox. You'd saved my day. Pedro arrived a few minutes later. I greeted him and he led me to a disused factory not far from his garage. This is where Raymond sleeps. Sí, casa de Raymond por aquí. Inside the factory. Thank you. I must open the garage. Come see me later, see. Oh boy, another place to investigate. See if we can find that bell somewhere. Raymond's hideout was set up in the rear of the building, well away from the road and prying eyes. The place was pretty makeshift, with a sloppily patched together corrugated metal roof. The walls were overgrown and close to collapse. Clearly, the occupant wasn't here. A pity. I still had questions to ask him. Had Pedro warned him I was coming, or he had cleared out when he heard me arrive? No matter. There were surely some interesting clues to be gleaned. Oh. What was Arthur's cat doing here? It was almost as if it had followed me. We measured each other up at an instant, and then it strolled from the room, aiming a few plaintive yells at me first. The cat's following us. It doesn't trust us. I don't trust me. But I give a mean belly rub to a cat, so maybe I can sway it one way or the other. Raymond had a battered old cassette player, probably one Pedro had repaired for him. There was a cassette in it. I pressed play. There's muffled voices, 2 women. One of the voices sounded like the Sheriff Walter. The quality of the recording was very bad. I could only pick out snatches and phrases. There was something about 10. The codename Veroca Project was mentioned several times. In any case, it was very clear that the sheriff had been reprimanded for what happened to Arthur. The other voice insisted that Gianna needed to knuckle under. As far as she was concerned, the matter was closed, and everything was now under control. She had obviously taken a risk by allowing me to investigate, but who were her superiors? This business of 10, and the project with the codename that clearly had not been within the scope of the local police. It would only seem a little chat to the precinct was called for. Alright, what else? Oh. Raymond had accomplished the feat of filching documents from the FBI team. Apparently, the file concerned Ernest Bull. Section of the text had been blacked out. I was able to read between the lines. Was that Bull had been a police informant? Oh boy, a snitch! Oh, they're especially loved today in this age. He had been relocated to the Green Hearth as part of the witness protection program. It was also suggested that his activity also was suspect and that he had been put under surveillance. It had been possible that the management of the hotel had would be taken from him. I certainly deserve a little conversation with the interested parley, especially since he had still been hiding things from me. All right, so we have stuff on 2 people. I get the feeling that there's more. Aha! Raymond had adopted a notebook with crazed remarks and insane surmises. On the whole, was incomprehensible nonsense, every page full of paranoid ramblings. The notebook began with a poem. Reading it left me trembling. Ding ding goes the bell. Silence of the predator. 10 small mad demons emerged through the flames of a blaze. The guardians hid them in human masks. Then they delivered them to their destiny. I had no idea what it meant, but the mention of 10 demons seemed important. I skimmed through the rest of the notebook bit by bit. Throughout the entries, Raymond seemed to be gradually losing his grip on reality. He suspected everyone and everything, but claimed to be the targets of conspiracy which brought together all of Greenhearth's major players. Was there any truth of it? It was hard to say. You clipped me smashing the trees. Oh, that's good. But further on, he explained his plans to sabotage the cars of people who had stabbed him in the back. Then one of the final pages was dedicated to Pedro Ferra. Apparently, to Raymond, this brilliant researcher was a traitor. Pedro, a brilliant researcher? It made no sense. Nevertheless, if I showed this to the mechanic, he might be more inclined to help me. I'm not saying it might be Cthulhu, but it might be Cthulhu. It feels a little bit like a Cthulhu. I mean, just for a little treat. I'm just saying it could be. I'm not saying it's gonna be a Cthulhu, but it's definitely a Cthulhu. It was a box of. That's a bottle. That's a bottle of pills. It's not a box. It's weird calling a cylindrical thing a box. That's messing with all. I learned my shapes in kindergarten. It was almost full, and it said Liz Cole. So Liz had been mislaid her medication. Raymond had stolen it. The sheriff had stressed the fact that the dosage was individually adapted for each patient. But if Raymond had stolen it, that could mean that maybe he didn't need his own prescription, at least not for the next few hours. I could go take them back to Liz. I think she'd agree to show me her bell in exchange. But if Raymond was running short in the meantime, they aren't his to begin with, and while we might be responsible from a little death, he might do a little killy kill because we just jacked multiple things from his house. I believe in justice, and we need to get Liz her hormone pills or the like. Tough luck for Raymond. The number of Liz's bell were too important. I feel like this is going to come back to bite us. He is going to go nuts and is going to be on us. And I'm going to be okay with that. Figured I've seen all relevant clues, so I decided not to hang here any longer. All right, so we got a lot of juicy leads here. Let's start with Liz, since we need the bell. Another coffee, Mr. Fox? Give her the medication. I found your medication. Really? Oh, thank you, Mr. Fox. You're my savior. This is a delicate situation, and while I normally don't like having leverage over people, we're going to ask to see the bell first. Liz, fair's fair. Show me your bell, and I'll give you your medication. She hesitated for a moment for pulling out a small bell from the pockets of her hands. Just like the others, 2 numbers were engraved inside. I noted them, then gave her the bell, which she put nervously back in her pocket. Are you satisfied? Give me the medication now. I held out the box. It's a bottle. Pills typically come in bottles, guys. When she almost tore from my hands, she swallowed 2 pills and stared at me. Thank you, Mr. Fox. Oh god, front-facing Liz cannot hurt you. She's not real. Okay. Well, let's see what Pedro's up to. Raymond thinks you betrayed him. Raymond wasn't at the factory when you took me there, but I found his notebook and his stuff. Look, he thinks you betrayed him. Raymond is mi amigo. That was written all over the mechanic's face. Now was the time to convince him and help me again. Raymond needs his medication. I don't want to be too deceitful right out the gate. Please, Pedro, help me. I'm sure you can convince him to talk to me. Oh dear. I'll convince him to meet with you, Senor Fox. So worried for Raymond. He's not well in his cabeza. When he's ready to talk to you, I'll let you know. Be ready. I'll do what's needed, Detective, but I'm counting on you to help him. Thank you, Pedro. Alright, that's 2 down. Let's see... Can we do anything with Oscar? Oscar Morrison didn't come to Greenhearth Diner that day. After our tense exchange today, I wasn't surprised. Saying that, it wasn't a big deal. He probably already revealed everything he knew. Something told me he'd surface again sooner or later. Good morning, Mr. Fox. What can I do for you? Talk about the file on him. Oh boy, do we got you down pat. The bull blanched at the mention of the file. That's got nothing to do with our case, Fox. Stop sticking your nose in everywhere. I feel like a guy like this guy needs to be threatened. Because, I feel like flattery, he takes it in stride, so... Or wait, maybe we could negotiate. Come on now, Ernest. There's no point in getting all upset. I'm sure we have to come to an understanding. I'm sure we can come to an understanding. I can't read very well. Not out loud anyway. I can read fine internally, but... You want the file, and I want you to know about Petrovsky's death. What do you say to a cordial exchange between gentlemen? All right, Fox, you win. I don't know who killed Petrovsky, but I'm not even 100% if it was a murder. What I do know is that Arthur was slowly going out of his mind. In a moment of sanity, he took the box at Greenhearth Bank, accessible with a 10-figure secret code. Oh, there it is. It hid something there. Something dangerous. Something that could explain his death. That's what I think. We have 3 of the 5 bell codes. He split the code between 5 of his friends, engraved the bells, and gave them shortly before his death. I know about Raymond, Oscar Morrison, Liz Cole, and his cat. Do you know who has the last bell? Bullside. Yes. Gianna Walter. She's got the 5th bell. Why didn't she tell me? Because she doesn't remember, I imagine. Finally, the piece of puzzle was under my nose right from the start. Now I had to get to the precinct for a little chat with the sheriff. I just got a message from Pedro. Raymond had agreed to talk to me, and he'd meet at the abandoned factory. All right, so let's go ahead. In the event that talking with Raymond gets us shot in the head, let's go with Gianna, because if I'm going to get shot in the head, it's going to be by a woman. And a pretty one at that. Good morning, Detective. Any news? Let's get the, because she wants something solid, and I feel like even a scratchy audio recording is going to be enough. Raymond has an audio recording of you. Oh, yes? There are 10, Gianna? And what's the Veroka project? Fox, you stumbled, was it some classified information about our country's security? I can't tell you what the Veroka project is. What I can tell you is that there are dangerous individuals in this town who were put here to be kept away from society. You've met some of them. Arthur's patients. Yes, my role in this town, apart from making sure that people obey the law, is to keep these individuals safe. Your superiors ordered you to close the case. By allowing me to investigate, you're going against their orders. Why? Gianna looked away, clenching her fists. Okay, you win. Yes, I've got questions about Arthur's death too, but I received clear orders. I didn't dare to disobey. When you suggested coming here to investigate, I told myself, I let myself be persuaded. I need to know what really happened to him. I am to assume that you and your Arthur? Not another word, Fox. Gianna had suddenly confirmed my hunch. She and Arthur had more than a purely professional relationship. God, Arthur got around. I guess he had some riz there. Betting every woman from the diner to the police station. Not sure why he'd want to stick a pig, though. I decided to leave it there for now.
Sweet.
Nepo Lion, 22, thank you so much for the follow. You're such a darling. You caught us in the middle of a pretty studious investigation involving bells, a cat, mental patients, and probably Cthulhu. We're not saying it's Cthulhu. It's just definitely Cthulhu. I decided to leave it there for now. It's time we discussed the bells. I think it's about time we reviewed my investigation. Very well, Fox. I'm listening. Got a question for you before we get started, if you don't mind. Yes? Did Arthur give you a bell shortly before his death? For the first time since I arrived, the sheriff seemed taken aback by my question. She pulled herself together fast, opened a drawer from desk, and took out a small bell. You mean this, Mr. Fox? As a matter of fact, Arthur gave me a bell the day before he died. He seemed upset, I have to tell you. I put it in this drawer and haven't given it a thought since. What does that bell have to do with the case? Yeah, so quick context if you just came in. Our friend who is a doctor died by apparent suicide, but the circumstances are quite strange. So we've come to this little podunk town where things are not as they appear. Again, not Cthulhu, except it's Cthulhu. I motioned to give it to me. She did. Look, there are numbers engraved inside. I don't understand. You're going to have explained this to me, Mr. Fox. It appears that Petrovsky hid something in the safety deposit box at the Greenhearth Bank. He engraved the access code for the box and several bells. Hopefully it is an actual box and not, you know, a giant tube. I'm gonna play semantics police on this one. It's stressing me out. Which he gave me to, gave to his friends. Good work, Fox. I think I misjudged you. And then we got off on the wrong foot. Come back and see me when you solve the mystery. I'll do what I can to help you. I'll do that. Alright, so we have 4 of the 5 bells, and all we have to do is talk to Raymond, and hopefully we will not get shot. So we know what it is, and but no proof what it is, what we think it is. When I got inside, Raymond was there. He looked terrified. He spun around and vanished into the building. I shouted at him to wait before, but he wasn't listening. Why was he afraid of me? Probably because you've been digging your nose into some dangerous stuff more than any other person should, and it doesn't help you're an outsider. I tried to catch up with him in the maze of corridors, but he knew the place better than I did, and he was always one step ahead. Oh! Oh! That's nice! I had almost caught up with him when I heard the gunshot. It was too late. I had failed. I looked for signs of the killer. I found nothing. It was as if they had vanished. Then I entered the room. Raymond lay face down, Family Guy style. Hey, Mario boy, what's going on? We were going to investigate this hobo, but he got shot. Oh, that's not good. Motionless. My ops instinct was screaming at me to call for backup, not to contaminate the crime scene. But I wasn't there officially. I was just a civilian, and I needed to know. I moved closer. There was a bell clutched in his bloody hands. Also, his hands look ghoulish. Is that just the type of gloves he's wearing? Inside, 2 numbers were engraved. Okay, well, we have all the numbers, but we don't know the order they go in. We'll go to the bank anyway. I went to the bank. I had found the 5 bells and the 10 figures will allow me to access Arthur's safety deposit box. The person at the counter didn't seem surprised to see me there. I identified myself and asked to look at the safety deposit boxes. They replied that my arrival had been expected and Dr. Petrovsky had left instructions. They took me through the maze of corridors to a room where the walls were covered in small drawers. After a few tries, I managed to enter the combination. First figure was the order of numbers were entered, and the following ones, the access code of the box. What? So it's not a puzzle? I wanted a puzzle. Maybe like documents showing like mixed dates of all the encounters that Arthur had with the thing, and then I could go and then we could. Okay. I made a terrible mistake. I opened the box. What's in the box? Oh, that looks lovely. It contained another bell. It was strange. I hadn't understood what it was. I took it in my hands and it didn't ring. It was as if I heard thousands of voices, thousands of screams. Then a deafening flood faded, and suddenly a vision seemed to appear before me. Arthur? Well, I just completed episode 1. Everything is getting darker. As I remember, the world around me slowly seemed to take shape, to become more real. I know that the abysses of darkness had enshrouded me to become impenetrable before my tale was told. But I'm not ready to put those events on paper, not yet. All in good time. Terrible sounds seem to come from the next room. I hear banging on the door. More insistent by the moment. I don't have much time left. Where was I? Raymond had just been killed. I managed to get into Arthur's safety deposit box, which contained a strange object. The bell made me hear the cacophony of 1,000 voices. It had shown me the image of a man who had brought me to join him in his nightmare. Arthur Petrovsky, my dear friend. Quickly the image faded. I had seen an instance of the past, etched forever in the twists and turns of the soundless bell. All I could clearly make out was Arthur's glasses, which lay there. They had fallen to the cabin floor. The cabin? I didn't know how I knew. I had silently received the knowledge of another place where Arthur had lived. A cabin in the woods. Oh boy, you guys know how cabin in the woods work in these kinds of stories. Then I heard the voices. Arthur's first, then another, a strange shifting voice, sometimes rasping and metallic, sometimes lilting, sometimes calm and determined. I tried to see the person's face, but every time it plunged into darkness. Fight. Don't let the monster take your life. Don't let it. You have been too curious, Doctor. You wanted to know what we were, but now you know. And I'll take that secret with you to your grave. Hey, no, stop, don't! Arthur uttered a ghastly cry of pain. I hear grisly noises, the splintering of bone and the ripping of flesh. No, what have I done? Arthur, I'm sorry. The voice had changed again. It was a voice I knew, but I couldn't put a face to it. The foreman is too strong. I couldn't stand against him. Go, leave me. There was sobbing and the door slammed. Then I was once again in the bank, beneath a cold strip of lighting, with a strange bell in my hands. I thought of the contents of the box would be an answer to all my questions. I was wrong. It was held nothing but more questions. A secret that weighed on the town, a secret shared by Arthur Petrovsky's patients, a secret that I was about to drag into the light. Well, that's a lot! The secret. Okay. So... I'm going to assume that your progress will be saved. Okay. So, I would keep going because I keep saying, oh, I want to do longer streams. I want to do longer streams. Here's the thing. This is a very unique case. And while we played the first episode and we got to see some, a good chunk of like the setup of the story, I want to try to encourage all of you to indulge in the game yourself. We got a bit of the mystery, we know a little bit of what's going on, but it has led to more questions. And honestly, while I'd say the narrative is really good, this is a pretty well written story. It is very grounded, very mature. Good to see you again, Zori. We just got finished with the first episode here. The episode, we're about to go into episode 2. But we're probably going to stop here because I want to encourage you guys to play the game. So first off, there are 14 achievements. Was it 19? Was it 18 achievements? I assume there's only like a handful of episodes. But we are going to quickly get to... I'm going to bring something up. No. Bad. Steam. There we go. Oh, and this game is also on sale for $3. All right, guys. So before we end off, there's a couple of things I want to do. First off, there is the Steam store page for Echoes. It is on sale. It is normally about, was it $10? It is on sale for $3. If you don't win the raffle I'm about to do for a free key, I recommend go ahead and picking it up yourself. I think this game is probably worth your all time. Chilio, thank you for that. So we're gonna go ahead and start the raffle. I need to figure out how to do the raffle. All right, guys, go ahead and hit join if you want to get a chance to win the game. Friends? Or... Oh dear. Alright guys, I'm gonna try that one more time. If you want a chance to win this game and get a free Steam key, which was provided to me by the developers, go ahead and hit join, exclamation point join if you want to get in. And if no one joins, then I'll find a way to get this away the Steam key elsewhere. Up. Is your chance to join. Hello? Is my chat alive? Alright, congratulations, Mega Man, in addition to 5,000 points. Well, I don't have... How do you not... Zori, how do you not have Steam? Boy, how do you not have a Steam? It's free. But you can... How many people don't... Guys, you know Steam accounts are free? You don't have a PC? Oh, gosh. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, all the same, Mega Man, congratulations. Mega Man, if you don't mind, go ahead and reach out to me in Discord. If not, I will reach out to you, and I can give you your free key. But until then, that's all we have for today. Overall, I do hope that future episodes, like maybe that was just a preamble. I feel like it was I was always being led along. My PC isn't for gaming. Oh, I see. Well, I will take that in stride. I'm very sorry. I see someone who hasn't streamed in a while, so we're going to go ahead and say hello to OK Peony. I don't do stuff like this often. Normally, you guys know my wheelhouse. This was not my wheelhouse. But I'm happy to have given it a try. I felt like I owed it to the developers. But yeah, Mega Man, if you're in the Discord, I'll find you and I'll get you your Steam key. But yeah, I recommend it. I think the writing is really good. It is puts emphasis on the narrative. But I do feel like maybe I had to try a little harder. For an investigative game, there isn't a whole lot going on. But there's your raid message. Guys, be sure to come by on Sunday, where I'm going to be playing Monster Hunter Wilds with the one and only Isabella Ooze. I'm actually probably going to be playing some catch-up today and like shake the rust off playing Monster Hunter. But until then, this has been So So Sophie. Thank you all so much for your time. And playtime is over. Bye.